A lot of you want to know how to create your website with Canva. Canva recently launched the brand new Canva Sites in 2022, and I have experimented with the features and created a website. This website. I've showed you the website on the channel, and a lot of you guys have asked for the tutorial. So this is the video where I show you how to create your website with Canva, and we are starting right now. What's going on, everyone? My name is Ronnie. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time joining us and watching one of our tutorials, welcome, first of all, and know that this is the best place for you to learn anything and everything about Canva, about creating with Canva, and about growing your business, your income, or your career with Canva. We have 2 new videos every week, so if you're new to the channel, subscribe and so that you never miss the good stuff. All right, today's topic is a very important one. This video has been expected, waited, anticipated by you guys for a very long time. You want to learn how to create websites, and this video is going to guide you through every single step I have gone through to create this website I just showed you at the beginning, a personal branding website or portfolio website, a website that pretty much presents me as a creator. Okay, so we are going to go through all the steps. There are a couple of steps, so this is going to be a pretty long tutorial, but at the end of the tutorial, you will have your very own website if you follow every single steps. Also, something else I want to tell you right now at the beginning, before you invest a good amount of time in this tutorial, is that I am trying to connect this website that I'm building with Canva to my own personal domain. So at the end of the video, I did all the steps that Canva recommends that we do in order to host the domain under a domain that we already have, in my case, ronniehermosa.com. But there is a waiting period in which Canva needs to do some check-in, and it can go up to 72 hours. So like I said, I've gone through all the steps, but in order to see the website hosted on my own domain, you might have to wait a couple of days. All right, that being said, let's jump right in and see how you can create your website with Canva. All right, so I thought that I would start by showing you the website, right? This is the website. You can see different sections. I'm gonna go and show you exactly how many pages there are to the website, but it's like a single scrolling page with 5 or 6 different sections. Let me click here on the all pages, like the page view here, and we can see we have 11 pages, but a couple of these pages, like page 3, 4, 6, and 8, are actually just headers. So really there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sections to this website. Okay, so we are going to replicate a similar website. I would like you to follow along and follow the steps, because obviously a website is something very personal, so you need to create your very own website. The first step to creating your website is to figure out a few things that you need to have ready at your disposal before you actually jump into Canva and start designing the website. And these things are things like having a vision or a goal. What is the purpose of your website? Why are you even creating a website in the first place? You need to have that very clear in order for your website to be efficient and to actually reach your goal. So having a vision or having a goal for your website is crucial. Do not start before you know exactly what the website is for. In my case, I wanted to create this personal branding site to let everybody know these are the services or these are the topics that I create content about, right? This is what Ronnie actually can teach you. Okay, so that was my goal. I wanted to have that very clearly explained on a website so that if people are interested, they have different ways to start their journey to learn with me and to reach their own goals. So that was my personal goal with this website, to give people an overview of what they can learn with me. The second thing you really need to have handy before you start jumping in and creating in Canva is some good copy for your website. So basically that is all the text that will come and populate the different sections on your website. You need to have a clear idea of how many sections you want and what these sections will contain. What is the goal of every section and how you are going to present the information. So have your copy ready, spend a good amount of time writing that copy because this is going to be super important. We will talk about copy in a minute, but this is something you need to kind of figure out before jumping right in. Another thing you need to have ready at the beginning of the project is a couple of good visuals. And if you're creating a personal branding website or portfolio website, you probably want to have a couple of headshots or very good photos of yourself to include in that website. This is the option I have opted for. Next, you will want to know from the get-go, what are your calls to actions? Like, what are the steps that you want people to take after visiting your website? So you need to know, okay, I'm gonna have 2 or 3 things I'm gonna ask people to do, to click on or to discover, and these will be your calls to action. So have like a good idea of what you want people to do next before you start creating. Something else that is going to be very important is your visual identity. What kind of color palette are you going to use? What kind of fonts do you want on your website? So try to know what your website will look like from the get-go by having maybe a style guide, or maybe you can set up your brand kit in Canva with your color palette and your font, because this is going to help you create your website faster. And finally, but you already know that, you will need to have a Canva account to create a Canva website. Kind of goes without saying, but I just prefer to make that checklist from the beginning of the video so that you can follow along. You don't need to be a Canva Pro user. Any Canva user can create websites. There will be a few differences in your website creation process, whether you are a free Canva user or a pro Canva user. Mostly that will be towards the end of your project when you want to publish your website. You will see that there are different options available for pro users only, but we'll get to that at the end of the tutorial. So this is a quick checklist of everything you need before you get into Canva and create your website. And now for the good stuff, let's jump into Canva and see how we can get started with our personal branding website. So step number 2 is to actually start with the right template for your Canva site. All right, so in order to get started and finding the right template, what you can do is start from the Canva homepage and simply type in website. Okay, I'm gonna search for website. Canva is gonna bring me to a search result page where I will see different kinds of visuals for my website search, my website keyword. What you want to do in order to make sure you find the newest Canva sites, so the 2022 version of these Canva sites, not the older ones, is to open a template that has a bunch of different pages, at least 6 pages. You see this one has 7 pages, this one has 7 pages, and see how this one, for example, has just 1 page. So this might not be one of the latest Canva websites. You want to find one at least at this time of the year, and we are still in beta, so Canva sites are not yet available to everyone in every country and in the same extent. So there will probably be some more changes to these features, but for now, this is how I make sure I am on the latest Canva site. So for example, I'm gonna open this one right here, has 7 pages, and you will know this is a new Canva site if you don't see any space between the pages of this website. You see, usually on an older Canva website document, you would see some space between the different pages. Here there is no space, and also you will have your page settings here, your page buttons, basically on the left side and not on top of every page. So this is how you will recognize you are actually using the latest version. Of course, this doesn't leave me a lot of choice in terms of templates. So how can I select among all the templates? Because Canva already has a bunch of different website templates for the new Canva sites, but where can I find them? Well, with one of the website open and making sure this is the new ones, you can head over to your templates button, okay? I'll simply go back like one time. And now from here, I should have all the new templates that are available in the library. And they are even better. They are organized by category. Okay, so the first 2 sections here is your recently used, and then some suggestions for you, kind of personalized suggestions. And then you have your categories. You have your business website, resume website, wedding, tech website, real estate, education, photography, etc., etc. You have a bunch of categories here. So I would recommend for a personal branding website like the one we want to create, maybe go ahead and find either a business website, a resume website, artist website could work very well, portfolio website that would work as well. So basically, yeah, any of these could work for you. Me, if you ask me which website template I use, well, it's actually something very similar to the one I opened here. It has these boxes, It has kind of like these type of fonts, and there's a section at the bottom. It was not this one exactly. Let me try to find the one I used here. It should be in my recently used, yes. It's this one right here. Okay, 6 pages. I will apply the 6 pages so you can actually see the process that I followed when I created my own website. So this is how you select the right template for your website. You start by opening any template, making sure it is a multi-page, at least 5 or 6 pages. You open it, and then you go back to the templates button right here. And if necessary, you click back one time on this little arrow until you get to this page right here in the object panel. And you will see all the categories. This is how you select the right template for your website. The next step is to customize your website template that you just imported into Canva according to your visual identity. Remember, I told you at the beginning that you should have your brand kit ready or your visual identity ready. That includes your color palette and your font choices. So here I'm going to be using my brand kit colors, but I'm going to change the font combination for something different. So if I head over to my brand kit, the way you find your brand kit from Canva, from within the editor, you just click on, for example, this blue background. I'm going to click on that and I can access my colors here. So these are from Ronnie's brand kit. Okay, so I have my yellow, I have the blacks. So I'm going to use my yellow here. And for my visual, I'm going to deal with this later. At this stage, what I want to do is to customize every single page so that it looks on brand according to my color palette and to my font choices. I'm not going to change the content for now, so not the visuals and not the text, but just like how it looks, the shell if you want. So let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to swap every blue color for my yellow color. Okay, so let me find another way to do that again here. For example, this frame. I'm going to change this blue for my yellow color. Canva gives me the choice to change all the blues for this yellow. I'm going to do that. This is a major time saver. You see that it's changed to some extent. There's still some stuff that need to be changed. For example, the text here. So I'm going to change this text to my yellow. Okay, good. And again, apply change all and see if everything is changed now. So here, all good. Still need to adjust this one right here. Okay, let me see. Yeah, it's pretty good. So it did the trick. Now, the second thing I need to adjust is my font choices. I'm not going to use this Antonio Bold. It looks good, but I have my own font. I have another idea of combination. I like Telegraph for my body, so I might keep that. But for my main bold heading font, I would love something with a little bit more character and personality than this one, okay? So what I will do, hi everyone, my name is Hannah Morales. So I'm just going to change this for my name right now. I'm not gonna customize all the copy, but just my name to see how it will look in my preferred font. So I have a font in mind, which is called Peace Sans. Okay, so I'm gonna type in Peace Sans, and this font is a bolder font. See, this is how it looks. So of course, I don't want this to be on 2 different lines. So I'm gonna reduce the size of my font slightly, like so. So Peace Sans 77, I'm gonna apply this to this section right here and Peace Sans as well. Okay, hi everyone, my name is Ronnie Hermosa. Okay, I'm gonna leave this like so. I know it's broken for now, but at least I have an idea of like what my font is. I'm gonna change every single piece of text here, and I'd love for Canva to have the same kind of feature as we have for the colors. Like we change one color for the other one and we apply to all the other colors. It doesn't work like that with text so far. It would be nice, but yeah, maybe let's wait a little bit more. I like these, telegraph. Okay, so I'm gonna keep that, but this one needs to change. Let's go for telegraph as well. Okay, so telegraph for these. This looks good. I'm gonna use the copy style button here. This is pretty cool. If I use the copy style and paste on this box, you see it copies everything. Okay, so this needs to be Peace Sans. So just finding Peace Sans. It's right here. Okay, let's not worry about text looking broken at this stage. All right, here in these boxes, I kind of like this combination between these two here. So Antonio Bold, I think I'm gonna keep it for now because I like how it looks. But definitely for my main headings here, I want this to be Peace Sans. So again, like this is just like how it looks for now, but it will definitely be adjusted as we create the website. All right, so this is where we are. This looks much more on brand already with my colors. Of course, it's a little bit all over the place, but the next thing we are going to do right now is to swap this text right here for my copy. So I'm going to start really fine-tuning the website and the messaging on the website by pasting my own powerful copy that I have prepared for this website. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, so I went ahead and copy-paste all of my website copy. So what you see here is the advancement of the project. I have copied every pieces of text that I had written, so all my copies here. I still need to take care of a few other things, but basically all my titles, all the info is here. And at this stage, I want to give you a couple of tips about writing good website copy, because this will probably make or break your website. Your copy is super important and you should spend a good amount of time thinking about it. But here are a couple of tips that will probably help you out. The first one is that you want to keep it short and sweet. Okay, this is not the place to start giving a bunch of details, not on a personal branding website, not on a Canva website. Maybe if you were to create a much more robust website, you would have a bunch of information about your business, everything that you do, but not here. Here is just this scrolling landing page where you want people to quickly get a glimpse of what it is that you do. So do not go over the top with your copy here. Keep it short and sweet. Punchy headlines and short descriptions. This is what I went for. So if we start reading what I've written here, I have, "Hi, I'm Ronnie Hermosa. I teach people how to build their personal brand and grow businesses so they can live life on their own term." Okay, so this, for example, is my mission statement. I highly recommend you have your very own mission statement. Like in the website language, we say above the fold. So the first thing people will be able to see when they connect to your website, or actually here, depending on if they are visiting my website from a mobile or from a desktop, they will see all the way to Ronnie Hermosa, I believe, from a mobile device. But maybe if they log in from a computer, they will see all the way to the end of my mission statement. I can see that my first page stops here. And what's cool about Canva website is that you can actually modify the length of your pages. Okay, so I'm not gonna do this for the first page because I like this length, but for some other pages, you will see that I will be kind of tweaking, customizing the size of the page. Okay, so okay, tell me more. Yeah, so I have these 3 boxes that explain where I'm based, what I teach about, and where my content lives. So this section here, I'm not happy about it. This is probably gonna go, all these boxes here with the images, but I have my headline here. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete these, and I'm just going to use this section. See, I told you we can adjust the sections of the page, like the length of each page. So I'm going to adjust this text box here, and you see Canva gives me this safe zone right here. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to reduce this section so it just contains pretty much my headline here, my title section for what's to come, okay? So I want the same space here on top and here at the bottom. So one way to do this, one way to work with alignment on your website is to use a little trick. I like to have this, for example, I go to my elements and I search for a square. Grab that square, give it a color, which is not here, that is probably going to stand out. So let's give it some fuchsia color like this one. And I'm going to put this right on top of my text and reduce the size of my square so it touches the top of my page right here. Let's collapse this panel. Okay, so I can zoom in a bit more, and we are going to do a little bit of precision work right here. Just want this, and this will help me. You see, this needs to move slightly down like so. Okay, so again, if I search for my page break here, yeah, we're about right like so. So this kind of lets me know that my section here is right in the middle. Another way to do this and not using your little square right here is simply to click on that text box, go to your position button and click on middle. Okay, if you click on middle, it will adjust and center your text in the middle of your page. And so your page here is very narrow. You see it's from here to here. So the text box I know is exactly in the middle. I don't want it to be too close to the edge here. I feel like I should probably stay within like this boundary right here of my website. I want it to be aligned with this line right here as well. So what I'm going to do is to actually bring on the rulers and guides. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to my file button here, show rulers, show guides. Okay, so yes, this is the right place. This one right here, don't need it so far. This one I will keep. Okay, so I will just adjust everything so that it matches kind of everything here on my website. Okay, the photo will have to kind of follow the same rule here, but the photo will go. So let's not stress out too much about this. Just making sure everything is pretty aligned here. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so using these rulers and guides will probably help you align everything on your website. Okay, so I'm pretty happy about this. Now, how can I tweak this section some more? I have all my text here. People are saying, what people are saying, this is going to go as well. So these images will go. I will have something different here. And this section will stay, but I will of course customize my information here. So this should say ronniehermosa.com. Check out my paid courses. Yeah, so we have something different here. I'm gonna change the color of this text to black so it contrasts more on my yellow background. And this is what I have for now. Okay, so I'm gonna keep that as such. All right, so before we move on to the next step of creating your Canva website, I want to continue giving you a few more tips about creating powerful copy for your website. I already told you, keep it short and sweet. Spend a good amount of time working on that copy because it is very important. The next tip would be to really work on your titles, okay? Because titles and at least the big headlines is what people are probably going to read. They will not read everything on your website, but these larger pieces of text, there's a good chance that people will actually read them. So put some extra effort into creating some catchy titles, catchy headlines, so you can catch people's attention when they scroll through your website, when they browse through your website very quickly. So for example, here I have, hi, my name is Ronnie Hermosa. This is pretty catchy. Okay, tell me more, so that I want to set the tone. 3 ways for you to start today. And you see how I emphasize the start today by changing its color. 3 fun fact, this is not gonna stay. So I'm gonna delete that. Then I have my boxes right here, and you will see how I kind of organize the different sections of the website based on these 3 boxes right here. I'm gonna split them up on 3 different pages and add media and calls to actions in a second. But 150 plus Canva tutorials, 10 Canva courses for free, try Canva Pro free for 45 days. So these titles are action words or action sentences. They are direct and they offer value to people who read them. Okay, so because this is probably kind of the heart, the core of the website, this is what I want people to take action on. So this is very important. I spend quite a bit of time trying to figure out these titles, what people are saying, and looking forward to connecting with you. So this is probably what people will read on the website if they don't spend much time on it. So work extra hard on these headings, on these titles. And then the last tip when it comes to website copy is to have a clear text hierarchy. Okay, so what I mean by text hierarchy is that you should have like what's the most important, then second most important, and then third most important. And this should be clear and consistent. So for example, what's utterly most important on the website is this, is the headline. Hi, I'm Ronnie Hermosa. So this one is the biggest piece of text, 77. Second most important is each section title. Okay, so this is one, this is another one, this is another one, and here is the last one. And all of these are 42. And then the last or third thing most important is each of the descriptions right here. And then this is like the least important, but you will see how I can highlight, for example, the email address when I go and like polish the website a little bit later. But that's what I mean by having a text hierarchy, knowing that the main headline will be 77 and then the secondary headline will be 42 or 44, etc., etc. So this is super important as well. All right, we are ready with the text and the copy. Let's move on to the next stage, which is crafting visuals that will come and strengthen our message. Canva is super good for that. We need to use or to create visuals that we will put on our website that will come and support the text, that will come and strengthen the already powerful copy. This will support it. And I think I did a pretty good job. Let's have a look at the finished website. So I did a pretty good job at branding it personally. A lot of you guys have told me, see when they visited the website, oh, this is so you, Ronnie. Well, yes, because I put a lot of work behind the visuals, because I am kind of like everywhere, showing, pointing, holding stuff, but it's me. You see me on the thumbnail, you see me on the visual, the banners right here. Again, the thumbnail, the banner, thumbnail, and then you see me in my different courses. And then at the end, another personal branding photo of myself. So the first tip I would give you is to have these high quality photos of yourself. If you're a Canva Pro user, by all means, go ahead, use the background remover, get rid of that background so you can have like very clean photos on your website and they will have no background. So you can basically put like whatever color you decide for your brand and have these photos pop over these colors. So let me show you how I went about designing this, because this is actually a photo of myself. And in order to get this effect right here, obviously I had the photo. So let me get rid of this one, for example, like this photo of this lady right here, and show you what I used. So one thing I noticed is that from a Canva website, at least today in January 2022, you can not access your personal folders, which is kind of weird. And this will probably change once we get out of beta for Canva Sites. But at this stage, I cannot access my personal folders. I have a folder with my personal branding photos, but I don't see it here. So what I had to do is to just simply go to my Canva homepage, open another design, and I believe I have, this design right here. So this is basically how I created it. From here, I can see my folders, which I couldn't see in my website document. So from my folders, I actually have these photos of me without background. So it's here, Ronnie, no background. So what I did, I used one of these photos, this one to be precise. And I kind of had fun with this one, made it bigger. I used it pretty much like so. And then I added a rectangle at the bottom of it. I made sure it kind of matches my hands, pushed the rectangle backwards, make sure I gave it the same color as the background of my website, and then I exported that. So this photo right here, I exported that as a PNG, okay? And then once I had this visual, what I did is to simply import the visual and paste it here as a photo. So it should still be here in my uploads. Let me find it quickly for you. Yes. It is right here, like so. I just pushed it and reduced this one like so. Okay, so what I can do now is either I reduce the size of this page to match my photo, like so. Okay, so I'm happy with this. I'm just going to push this up slightly so that it matches everything here. So this is how I actually generated this photo with the cool effect. Of course, you need to have the appropriate photo to do the same. All right, continuing with my visuals. If I go back to my original website, this one right here, I can see this section doesn't have any visual. And then I start with these banner visuals, okay? As you can see, I had these three little boxes here on my original template. But what I decided to do is to split these across three different pages instead of having them all on the same page. So I would have my title here on a page, which is already the case. And then I will have three different pages with on each page this text box. Okay, so I'm going to do this. For this, I'm going to go to my grid view and duplicate this page 2 times, like so. So I will have my first one and I can delete these 2 boxes. Then my second one, I delete everything here. And then my last one, and I will delete these right here. You don't need the square for now. I just need to keep one maybe for what's coming next. But this is how I did it. If I go back to my website, you will see that there is first a page with a section. Okay, so I will create these 3 headers. I will show you exactly how I did create them. And I will insert them on individual pages. If I go to my grid view, you can see the first header, second, and third. Okay, so these stand on individual pages. So let's go back to our ongoing project right here under construction website. Let's create these pages. So let's add a page right here. So for that, I'm gonna click on add a page like so, and I'm gonna switch over to grid view to position these pages. Okay, so this page needs to come right here before my first box right here. So second box, what I can do, I will group everything together and move this up, make it fit. Like I'm gonna clip it or snap it to my safe zone here for now. And then same here with this box right here. I'm gonna group it and simply make it snap here for now, because what I want to do is to create first the pages. So for example, this page, Control C, I'm gonna Control V here, and then one more here, Control V. Now I have 3 blank pages where I'm gonna go ahead and paste my banners, my visuals. How did I create these banners? So first I needed to figure out the exact dimensions for the banners. And so I decided to go ahead and find the dimension of what's between these 2 guides that I placed, because I've decided this is kind of like the maximum length for my website. I want everything to fit between these 2 guides. So what I did, I actually took a screenshot, basically this frame right here, and I had this screenshot, and so I brought that to Canva and I started by uploading a photo. So if you click on the little camera icon right here, it says edit photo, you can actually choose that photo from your computer. So it gives me an idea of the dimension, 1274 by 178 pixels. So edit this photo, and now I have this document right here that I can actually work with. So basically, that's how I decided to proceed for creating my banners. Okay, so I did that. I think I gave them a little bit more height. So this is actually a little bit too narrow. From here, I kept the width, but I gave it a little bit more height. So I ended up with a document like this one right here, which is 1166 by 256 pixels. So I made it a little bit higher, but I'm gonna use this template and show you how I created these visuals. So once I had the right dimension, it was really a question of having the right color. So I inserted my yellow, and it took me a couple of back and forth, but I realized when I visit my website from a computer, I will see the entire banner. But when I visit my website from a mobile phone, everything will be, of course, like brought back to the middle. And I can show you that from my original website. If you use the preview button, so you can preview from your desktop. So this is your desktop view. You see the entire banner. But if I choose the mobile view, this is what I see. You see, I see the color, but I don't see the visual on the side. I can see like really a little bit of it. But when I tested and actually published the website and went back from my mobile phone, I noticed that you can actually see everything. You don't even see this little piece right here. So this is not super accurate. Also, it will depend on your mobile device. But after a little bit of back and forth and testing, I actually could define where I should place these visuals so that they only see when people visit my website on a desktop. But when people visit my website from their mobile phone, they will see these banners as totally yellow, just a plain colored background with the text on it. You will also notice that I didn't insert my text in the photo because this will be exported as a PNG and then imported into my website. So this is actually a photo, but this is a text box. And I did this so that the text is actually responsive. If I pasted my text in my photos, it wouldn't adapt to the size of my screen as well as the way it is adapting because it is a text box and not an image right here. All right, so let's go ahead and quickly add these sections. Okay, so I have my first section right here. Let me find it from here. So it's in my uploads and it's still here. So you see like all the iterations, I tried different things with the numbers and then I realized, you know what? I should not have my text in my photo. I should have them plain because otherwise it's not the best way to actually be responsive right here. I just make sure they cover the entire length and then I will reduce this section to a minimum. And again, what I can do is to position this in the middle. So now this is exactly at the middle of this section. And what I can do, go back to my grid and I will delete this page right here and this page right here, but copy this one. Control V and here again, V. Okay, so now all I have to do is to swap this visual right here for the second one, which is this one. I can delete this. There you go. I will reduce the size of the page. And the last one right here for my last banner. All right, so this is taking shape, guys. Let's have a look at my grid view. I now have my main page, second page, my title section, all my banners, and all I have to do now is to kind of flesh out these other sections right here, where I have my information about like the different steps that people can take. Okay, let's close this grid view. Go back to my original website to see what's actually there. You see that I embedded a video here and then I created a call to action, a button. So let me quickly show you how I did that for one of the sections And we are going to speed up the video because it's basically replicating the same thing 3 times. It's an embed of a video from YouTube and then creating a button and then same thing here again. So 3 different buttons. And then we'll talk a little bit about this section right here. And then we'll finish by seeing how I customize this footer here at the bottom of the page. So let's go back and see how I embedded this video and created the button. Okay, let's go back to our ongoing project. Find the right section. Yes, I realized that these headers right here still need to have their text on it. So what I did is simply to create a text box. Okay, so the text box, I believe, has the same dimension as these main titles here. Okay, so let's double check that, but it's 42 puissance 42. So in order to create them, I just copied this text box right here and I pasted it here. Give it the right dimension. And so I have 1, and this said discover. Make sure it is justified in the middle, like so, and I position this at the center of my page, like so, and I had this in the black color. Okay, so that's as easy as this. This is at the middle of my page. Can make sure it is at the middle by using the alignment commands here. So position button and then make sure it is centered, which it is right here. So yeah, basically I'm going to copy this and duplicate it here. I can just change this for my original text, dive deeper. All right, I have created all my banners here. They look good. Let me show you how to embed the videos. Okay, so I have this page right here. This is actually high on the page. I'm gonna group all of this and make sure it is here on top of my page. So now to embed a video, you will want to go to your More button right here and find a button that says YouTube. So from here, you can pretty much paste the URL of any YouTube video. So that's what I did here. Let me go find the exact same video. All right, so this is the video right here. All I need to do is to grab the URL. So to grab a URL, just click on the share button, copy this, and this is what you will need to paste here in the YouTube search box in order to find the video. So once you find it, just click on it and it will be embedded on your page. So this is why I actually kept my little square somewhere right here. Where is my square? So I'm gonna use this square to actually measure the same distance between this and what's underneath this video right here. So I'm gonna make this page longer. Okay, so what's underneath this page? I want here to have kind of like double the size of this square before I have my button. So you see I'm playing around with the guides here. So to create a button, I just used a shape in the elements, and I believe it was simply a rounded corner rectangle like this one. So you can make it as small or large as you want. Like this, you reshape it. I used it here pretty much. I gave it the same color. I gave it like a different color, kind of like this fuchsia color, something that pops. Okay, so that's how I created my button. And then within this button, I had my call to action. It says subscribe now. Okay, so in order to have that, I use one of my fonts. So I'm gonna create a text box, bring it here. I need to change the font. My other fonts, I think I use Telegraph Bold. Okay, so Telegraph, yes, but let's use Telegraph Bold. So for that, I use the same family Telegraph and I bolded it like so. Yes, that's what I did here. And let's go for 30 in terms of size. Subscribe now. Subscribe now. So this is my call to action. I want people to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's make that slightly bigger. Don't remember which size I use, but this is really up to you, 32. Yep, just make sure it is completely centered with your button right here. So if you want to make sure they are, select them both and go to the position button and click middle and center. I am now 100% sure these two are exactly aligned. I'm gonna group them, and all you have to do for this button to work is to actually give it a URL, okay? Give it a link. So with your button selected, I have grouped it. So just select it and use the link button right here and paste your URL. In my case, I want to send people to my direct subscribe link on YouTube. So I have actually a short a bit.ly for that, like I have created, that I know by heart because I use it all the time, because I want you guys to subscribe to my channel. So this is it. I hit enter on my keyboard and you see it kind of underlines the word here. I don't want it underlined, so I just quit the underlining with using my underline button here. See, it was as easy as that. Now if I click on that button, click on the link, you can see my link here. If you want to test your link, you can go to the link and you will see.
Today I'm going to show you how you can create liquid.
This is just to show you that the button is working. So always test your links. So this is how I actually created my section right here. Next, I'm gonna make sure there are, again, 2 squares between this button and the bottom of my page right here. So I see straight away that I need to make this page a little bit longer, this long, so that I have the same kind of alignment. So I will be reproducing the other pages as well based on the same model. I'm not going to show you everything, but I'm just going to build up my website until I have all of the sections. Okay, so you can see I have recreated each of the sections. Let me show you in grid view. I now have all of my 3 embed videos, my boxes, and my calls to action. So this looks pretty good. I made sure to test the buttons so they go exactly where they need to go. It was exactly the same process, so use the URL or the link button to paste your URL. Now let's have a look at this section right here that says what people are saying. So if I go back to the website I actually published, and I'll zoom out a little bit to show you the page here. These are testimonials that I took from some of my courses on Udemy, some of the comments in our YouTube channel that I really liked. But yeah, so these are pretty much testimonials from courses or from the YouTube channel. So when you see the little Team Rondi icon, this is from YouTube and these are from our courses. But what's cool about this is that I made this little thumbnail right here clickable. So if people actually tap or click on this when visiting my website, they will go straight to the landing page of this particular course, the personal branding course. So in order to achieve that, I simply added another link to this thumbnail right here. So if I click on the thumbnail and then on the link button, you will see the URL of this course. So I'm gonna group everything back together here, okay, because I ungrouped it to show you the link. That's pretty much exactly the same thing. Something else that is here is that I used irregular shape backgrounds. So let me show you. I'm gonna quickly recreate one. So I went ahead and looked for some irregular shapes. So you can do that as well and can find like all types of shapes here. So it's really up to you how you want to present these. But the rest of it were pretty much like uploads of screenshots. So I started with a screenshot like this. I had the irregular shape in the background and I started building on top of it with the little thumbnails of the courses. I made that clickable. So you kind of see the idea. I'm not gonna recreate everything. I'm just like laying the steps for you because your website obviously will be your website with your information. But that's pretty much how I created this section that looks like this. Okay, so I think it looks pretty good. I tried to center everything in the middle as much as possible so that when we watch and discover this page on a mobile, we can still read everything because Canva will shrink everything at the middle of the page. And then for the last section here at the bottom, what I did is I added one more photo, like one of my personal branded photos. So again, what I had to do is to go to another Canva document, find my folders, and in this folder, I have this photo that I want to use. It is this photo right here. So I can simply select it, Command C, switch over to my actual project, and I will Command V to get the photo right here where I need it, actually in this website, on this document. So it's a little bit of a bummer that we cannot access our folder. I'm pretty confident this will change as Canva rolls out sites to everyone, because it doesn't really make sense not to have that for now. So yeah, positioning this Ronnie here, kind of excited to connect with you all here at the bottom of the page. And I'm gonna zoom in on this section so I can actually work on it. All right, so I got to this place where the entire structure of my website has been built. I have all my sections, I have all the important ingredients, all my calls to actions, banners, embedded videos, all the links pretty much are here. Maybe not here in the footer, but I will work on that. So what I really need to do from here is to really polish the website or add some details that will make it look more professional even. Okay, so the first thing I did is to add a little arrow right here that points from my name to my mission statement. So in order to find this, I just went to my elements and I searched for an arrow. And I found one of these cool little arrows. I think it was this one right here. And so I did something like that, rotated the arrow and actually used the arrow from the H and I pointed it like so. I think that's what I did so they can live life on their own terms. So yeah, this is pretty much what I did here with this little arrow. And then I added something else. Actually, right here, I added the little crown here. Yes, here I had something to underline this text right here, this heading. I think it was a dotted line. Yeah, it was something like this. Actually, it was something like so. I made it exactly the same size and of course gave it my branded color. So what people are saying looks cool and you can even stretch it like so a little bit. So this is a little detail. And then here at the bottom, yes, I highlighted this text. I didn't want it to be white on yellow because the contrast is not super high. So what I did is I transformed this into my main font. So it was Telegraph. I don't want it all caps. Just want it like so, and I made this black. Okay, made this black, but I wanted it to pop more. So what I did is to add a shape behind it, I believe, simply by going back to my elements, finding shapes, and I believe it was the same rounded edge rectangle, something like that. So you can really tweak your website to your liking. Me, I'm gonna go for white here and then simply make it the size that you want. Okay, so shoot me an email, click here to access my paid courses. So what I did here, I went ahead and find the logo of Udemy and Skillshare, and I made that an actual clickable button. So I'm not gonna reproduce this because I've showed you how to create buttons. I'm simply going to copy these and paste them here. Okay, so I'm pasting that here, making sure they are aligned with what's in here. Okay, and this text, so I can bring another guide for aligning my text here. Okay, at this stage is really fine-tuning the details of your website. So yeah, and making sure everything is indeed aligned correctly. Using the guides is going to be very useful to help you do that. Okay, my socials, again, I'm going to copy them from the other website. I'm actually going to copy this entire section so I don't have to recreate it. There's nothing really special here that you absolutely need to learn from me. It's really about aligning everything and making sure your buttons work. So yeah, that's pretty much what there is to it. This is your website. You can now preview it, but before doing so, just want to say a word or two about these embeds right here. Okay, working with video on your website. This is not the only way to work with video on your website. I could have worked in a different way. I could have added, for example, video in that background right here. So if I go to the video section here and I grab a video, let me add a page at the very bottom of this website that will not stay there, but I want to show you what it looks like. So let's give this color black. Okay, and let's say I want to add a page with like something like this video, for example, and I want to make this full page like this. If I preview the website, you will see that this section at the bottom will actually be the video and not it will play. You see? So that's another way of using video. I prefer to embed from YouTube because what I wanted to show were specific videos, but you can work with video on your website this exact way. And this will work on any device as well. The video will adapt its size to basically the size of your screen. So you can either just place the video like so, or you can place it in a frame. So if I added a frame, so if I go to my elements and find, like, for example, this grid, and I position this backwards, put my video in the grid, that will play in the same way, just that I can control the dimensions of the video with my grid. But you see here at the bottom, my video is playing. So you can do that, which is pretty cool. You can give your video some transparency. For example, I can give it like very low transparency, so it kind of looks like something is playing in the background, but you cannot completely see all the colors. So this is some kind of effect you can also do. And then you can have some text on top of that. So that could be very cool, actually. Like connect with me. I could have gone for something like that, but I wanted a more like a simple website to start with. But this is something I wanted to show you. Something else I want to show you is that the embed, an embed video or YouTube in this case, is not the only app you can connect to your website. You can connect a bunch of different things here. For example, you could connect a Google Maps. Like if you are a physical business and you want people to find you, you can use Google Maps and find like Machu Picchu, let's say. If you live in Machu Picchu, which is unlikely, you could have like a Google Map embed of a specific address of your business or your next training session or anything like that, also embedded on your website, which can be pretty cool. So go have a play and go have a look at all the apps that you can actually embed directly on your website. You could embed a Flickr gallery or a Facebook post. You could embed an Instagram post. So there's a bunch of different things here. You could embed a GIF on your website, which could be pretty fun. So for example, let's say, call me. Let's see if they have GIFs for that. Yeah, you see, for example, this one right here, I could have that as my visual for people to actually call me. You see, it's kind of cheesy. It's not the point of this specific website, but I just want to show you that GIFs are going to be working on your website. They will play automatically. Let's close this, delete this section right here. I'm not gonna keep this page right here, delete page, perfect, and go back to the website. Now, everything is there, everything is working. Let's have a good preview of everything and how they look, and let's see how this website will look on different devices. So this is how it will look on a desktop computer. It looks great. You can play everything. Hey guys! Woo! That was loud. I can click on the buttons. I can do everything. Click on these, click on the channel, click on this course. See, everything is clickable. This, my email address, also clickable. Oh yeah, I received this as a question on YouTube as well in my previous videos or posts. How do you make your email address to open directly as someone is going to shoot me an email? So this is actually very simple. Just click on the link button and just copy your email address. Just like it was a regular URL, a regular link, if you copy and paste your email address right there, when you actually preview the website, let me show you, and people click on that email address, it will open an email, or here it's not set up on my computer, but it will open an email with your email address on it, and people can shoot you an email straight away. So there's nothing really to do about it. That's the beauty of it. Just type in your email address. Okay, so the website looks cool on a desktop. Let's have a look on an iPad or a tablet. Looks great too. You see, oh, I need to get rid of that square. So that's one of the things you see when you actually preview your website, that some little pixels are still there. Okay, let's preview again. Let's go back to my tablet, see how it looks. Looks great, actually. You see these boxes are now stacked on top of each other. Yep, all of this is good. And let's see how it looks on a mobile phone. Yes, this is looking good. Pretty happy about all the results here. Sometimes text is going to slightly move in boxes. I've tried long and hard to fix that, couldn't fix it. So I decided to fly with it because, I mean, it's not such a big deal. Also, you kind of have to see the actual result once this is like published, which we are going to do right now. This is the next step, publishing your website. All right, our website is now ready. Let's publish it. So the new Canva sites have 3 different options for you to publish. Okay, if you're a free user, you will have the choice between publishing your website on a Canva domain. So you will have something like .canva.site. So you will have your preferred title, .canva.site, something like that. And you can have up to 5 free domains like that if you're a free user. Or your other option is to purchase a domain via Canva. So you can use Canva without going through a third-party website to actually purchase your domain. So that is also an option that is possible and available to all users. I'm not going to buy a website today, but I'm going to show you where to click if you want to go ahead and buy yours. And then there is a third option, which is only available to pro users, and that is the option to host your website on a domain that you currently already own. via a third-party website. Could be GoDaddy, or in my case, it is SiteGround. So I'm going to start by showing you how to publish on a free domain, because most of you guys will be using a Canva free account. So that's the easiest step. And then I'm going to show you the steps on how to host your website, your Canva created website, on a domain you already own. But this, as you will see, requires a couple of days so that Canva can kind of connect everything together. So unfortunately, I won't be able to show you the final result today. But if you connect to the website, I will show you in the future, in a couple of days, you should see the website we just created. Okay, so let's go. Let's start with publishing your website as a free website, which is the easiest option. Okay, so for that, going back to my website right here, I'm gonna switch back to my photos here. Yes, perfect. Just click on Publish as Website. Once you do this, you have your three options right here that I just explained. Let's choose the first one, free domain. Okay, continue. So from here, you will be able to actually customize a couple of things here in your URL. So go ahead and try that. You will also be able to customize your browser tab preview. So if I click on this, you can customize your favicon here. I'm gonna go ahead and upload one of mine. Your browser tab. Okay, so this, I want this to say Ronnie Hermosa, like so. And then your site description, you can also customize this. So I decided to use basically the same sentence here as my mission statement. I teach people how to build their personal brand and grow businesses so they can live life on their own terms. Okay, so I'm happy with this. I'm just going to go ahead and publish this website. Canva is going to prepare your design and basically publish your website for you. So that's pretty easy to do. You see there is some level of customization. So my site is now live. I can view it here. So https://ronniehermosa.my.canva.site. Okay, so I can view the website and there we go. This is my website. It is now ready to go. This is the first way. You will see at the bottom, design with Canva with this cool animation effect. And then you have terms and support. So this is what the free website look like. They will have in the URL .my.canva.site. So you cannot customize your URL fully if you use your free Canva account to publish your website. So let me come back to my Canva homepage now here. I want to show you something in your account settings. So if you click on your profile picture, go to account settings and come here all the way to your domains, you will see that ronniehermosa.mycanva.site is now here. It is one domain managed by Canva. Okay, so it's here, you can manage it. You can unlink it. If you click here, you can unlink that site because you can have up to 5 free websites. So if you reach your limit, this is where you need to come to actually unlink your sites so that you can add more. Okay, so that's pretty much publishing your website as a free Canva website, as a free user. Okay, so if I come back to my website now, okay, let me show you how to actually update your website. Let's see from my homepage. This is my website, okay, Canva site. If I click here, you see my design is locked. If you continue editing this design, you will need to publish it again to update your website. Let's say you want to add something to your website. So in order to edit your website, you will have to click on Edit Design. So this is the button right here. You will see this bar will change color. So let's do this. And now I am back on the website page. And I can do any modification, bring any modification that I want. If I click on Publish Website again, this is what you will see. So you can publish to, and that is your free website, okay? So if I just click Continue, it will save my latest modification here, and your website will be updated. So it's really easy to go back and update your website. Just go to your Canva document with your website, click on Edit Design, edit the design, and publish it again. Now, if you decide, and that's what I recommend, I would recommend to all of you guys to start by publishing your design as a free website, just to see how it looks on different devices, on your phone, on your tablet, on your computer. That's what I did. But now I'm kind of ready to go the next stage and try to host this website on a domain that I own. I have ronniehermosa.com, and I would love for this website to be on this URL. So the URL doesn't have .canva.my.site. So that's kind of like my ideal outcome for this website. That's why I created it. But before I get there, let me show you how you can purchase a domain with Canva. So when you're ready to publish any changes you might have brought to your website, just click here. You can either click on the same thing. So like if you click continue, it will save under your free domain, or you can change. And if you click on change, again, you'll have your 3 options right here. So if you click on purchase a new domain and continue, then you can search for your domain. So let's say ronniehermosa.io, for example. So yes, you can find that all of these domains are available, like ronniehermosa.org, .info, .club, whatever. I have a lot of things, bestronniehermosa.com. So you can claim it and buy it directly from Canva. In that case, you will pay a recurring price per year to Canva. Okay, so basically Canva allows you to buy via them, and so you don't have to go to GoDaddy or another third-party website. This is not exactly what I want. What I want is to host this under my own domain. So I'm going to change this one more time and use my existing domain. So click on continue. All right, connected domains. So select a domain to publish your site to. Okay, so I already tried to play around with this. I have another domain called 5to50.com. I tried to connect it to see how it worked, preparing for this tutorial, and it takes a bunch of time. So I'm not gonna lie, and I didn't want to pretend it was really easy because it's not easy. Hopefully, because of tutorials like these, it will become easier. So this is my best shot at connecting my website to a domain that I own. Okay, so I'm gonna add another domain, okay? Connect up to 5 domains if you bought them from another company. And that is for pro users only. Okay, so free users won't have that. And then Canva says, we'll verify your domain is properly connected before your site is published. This can take up to 72 hours. Okay, so my domain is ronniehermosa.com. Okay, continue. So something is happening here. There you go. So what I will need to do is to use this information. So go to your domain host DNS settings to add the following record values. So I will need to copy these. Canva makes it easy for you. You can just click on the button and click copy and paste that in your domain like DNS settings. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm gonna have to blur some information for privacy reasons, but I want to show you like the entire journey to get there. So this is my DNS settings zone editor. I'm gonna select ronniehermosa.com, and this is where I need to start uploading and pasting the information that Canva gives me here. Okay, so I'm gonna switch between these 2 windows and try to copy everything that Canva provides here. For example, the TXT record. So I'm gonna copy the first line of text, go to TXT record, and make sure I'm not doing anything stupid here. So name, okay, so I'm gonna paste that here, and then the value, this, I'm gonna paste this here, and then create this entry, create this record. Okay, TXT record is created. Perfect. Just gonna continue this. Basically, I can see my first record here. So just going down the list of things here. Next is the A record. So I'm gonna copy this. Create. Yeah, this is where I have my first problem, okay? Because the value that Canva gives me, this one right here, when I copy it, it's not recognized. It says invalid name. Not sure why, but it doesn't work. So I kind of have to get rid of the star, fail to create the CNAME record. So yeah, this might be a problem. Probably going to be a problem, and I'm probably going to have to go through Canva to fix that problem. But for now, this is my best attempt at connecting this. Okay, so I created this, continuing. So I've set up everything like the best I could. I'm not a techie person, so hopefully this works. I'm gonna connect the domain here. There you go, hold tight. We are verifying your domain. So your custom domain is being connected. This can take up to 72 hours. We'll send you an email and my email when your site is ready to publish. Okay, so I have the confirmation. I'm gonna close that window and go back to my account settings. I'm gonna refresh to show you that I should now have my ronniehermosa.com pending right here. So hopefully now my website will be revised by Canva, everything will be accepted, and you will be able to visit this website. I will leave a clickable link in the description of the video. Depending on when you watch it, this site might or might not yet be available on that specific custom domain that I own. I hope it will be there very soon. There's also another video that I promised you about answering all of your questions that you might have about the Canva sites. I will do that as soon as Canva gets back to me. I asked Canva all of your questions. I'm waiting for them to get back to me. And when they do, I will create the video together with some other videos about Canva sites. And I will put them all in this playlist right here. So by all means, if you enjoyed this video, click on that playlist and watch some other videos about creating your website with Canva. Thank you for watching until the end. You are an absolute legend. Let's go make your website now. I will see you in the next video.